This is the fourth year we've ran an event in Sutton or Howth. We started the first one, I think, was at the beginning of 2009. And the idea behind it was just to bring people together with energy and ideas, and with the underlying hope that people would get encouragement from each other and they'd pick up ideas from other sectors. Because one of my biggest problems in Ireland at the moment is people work in silos. So you end up meeting all the technology people, and they meet all the technology people, and all the charity people meet all the charity people. But there's very few people that join the dots.
It's the one thing that I found like-minded people who were also willing to roll up their sleeves and fight for prosperity. Not to sit down and say, you know, oh, the government's a mess, the economy's a mess, you know, we'll just have to sit here and be miserable. The people that I've met at Tangible have all been very much about, no, we're not putting up with this anymore. We're going to get up off our backsides and we're going to do it ourselves, because no one else is going to do it for us.
Palo Alto, you know, Silicon Valley has more in common with Dublin than it does with Fresno, which is an hour up the road. Fresno's fallen apart. So it's actually not about countries. And diasporas, in a funny way, are often not even about countries. They're about regions and cities and parishes and towns where people want to belong to.
This is a classic building over on Ainger Street. It's an early 18th century townhouse. It's a protected structure. But again, literally it's a shop operating, and the upper floors are completely redundant. The same, all of Ainger Street, this is probably the most important street in Dublin city centre, lined with late 17th century, almost medieval houses that have all been refaced in the 19th century. But you go behind the facade, and the original staircases, the high quality late medieval fabric still survives, incredibly, literally encased within later alterations.
You take an 18-year-old and just bring them into the community. Have them smell poverty. They're going to move. Move out from narcissism to empathy. Every time somebody opens a book, we enter another person's world. The only way you can enter another person's world is you have empathy. That's the only way you can do it. And how can you network if you don't know how to enter another person's world? So social justice. Vincent de Paul says that's awakening the heart. You got to have a heart.
Our next one's in South Belfast, and it's called Look North to South Belfast.